Hi everyone, today we are working on our numeric and algebraic expressions in order of operations packet. Let's turn to page 21. Today's lesson is on factoring numerical expressions and factoring algebraic expressions. Factoring numerical expressions. There are 3 steps to factoring numerical expressions. The first step is find the greatest common factor. The second step is take the greatest common factor, put that on the outside of parentheses. And then the third step is the last 2 numbers go inside the parentheses. So let's take a look at number 17. We have 7 plus 14. So we are going to find the greatest common factor of 7 and 14. So you write 7, leave a space, write 14, draw your upside down division bar. And then you ask yourself what number can divide both into 7 and 14, and that would be 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1, 14 divided by 7 is 2. So you take that greatest common factor and it goes on the outside of parentheses. So 7 is our greatest common factor. It goes on the outside of parentheses, and then the last 2 numbers go inside the parentheses. So our last 2 numbers are 1 and 2, so they go inside parentheses. And it is a 1 plus 2 because it's 7 plus 14. So there is addition inside the parentheses. If we use a distributive property, we should go back to the original expression. So 7 is a firefighter. It goes inside the building and saves 1. So 7 times 1 is 7. 7 has to go back into the building and save 2. So 7 times 2 is 14. So when we use a distributive property, we get our original expression, 7 plus 14. Let's take a look at number 19. We have 22 plus 11. So we first have to find the greatest common factor of 22 and 11. So you write 22, leave a space, write 11, draw your upside down division bar, and you think of a number that can divide both into 22 and 11, and that would be 11. 22 divided by 11 is 2, 11 divided by 11 is 1. Take the greatest common factor and put that on the outside of parentheses. So 11 is our greatest common factor. You put that on the outside of parentheses. Write in your parentheses. And then the last 2 numbers go inside the parentheses. So our last 2 numbers are 2 and 1. So we put 2 and 1, and the operation we put inside parentheses, we have to look back at the original, and it's plus. So we put a plus sign in between 2 and 1 inside the parentheses. So when we do the distributive property, we should get back to our original expression of 22 plus 11. So 11 is our firefighter. They're going to go into the building and save 2. So 11 times 2 is 22. 11 needs to go back into the building and save 1. So 11 times 1 is 11. So we do get back to our original expression of 22 plus 11. I would like for you to pause the video and try number 18 on your own. Play back the video when you're done solving. Number 18, we have 12 and 42. So we have to find the greatest common factor of 12 and 42. Think of a number that can divide into both 12 and 42. I went with 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 42 divided by 6 is 7. Our greatest common factor is 6, so 6 goes on the outside of parentheses. You draw your parentheses. Your last 2 numbers go inside parentheses, so 2 and 7. And our original expression has a plus sign, so we're going to put a plus sign inside the parentheses in between 2 and 7. If we use a distributive property, we should get back to our original expression of 12 plus 42. So 6 times 2 is 12, plus 6 times 7 is 42, so 12 plus 42. Please turn to page 22. Now we are factoring algebraic expressions. Remember, algebraic expressions now have variables in them. Let's take a look at number 35. We have 2x plus 10. So we're just going to take a look at our numbers, the numbers that we see. So we see a 2 and we see a 10. So you're going to take 2, leave a space, and write 10. We're finding the greatest common factor of 2 and 10. Draw your upside down division bar and think of a number that can divide both into 2 and 10. Well, 2 can divide into 2 and 10. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Greatest common factor is 2, so we put that on the outside of parentheses. Draw your parentheses. put your numbers, your last two numbers inside parentheses. We have a 1 and we have a 5. However, it's a 1x because it's 2 times x. So when we take that firefighter and he goes into the building, we need to make sure that 2 times whatever term is first in the parentheses is going to give us 2x. So that's going to be 1x plus 5 inside parentheses. So when we do distribute the 2, it's 2 times 1x, which is 2x, and then 2 times 5, which is 10, and we have a plus sign inside parentheses because our original algebraic expression had a plus sign. Let's take a look at number 36. 15x plus 6. So again, you just take a look at the two numbers you have in the algebraic expression, and that's 15 and 6. So you write 15, leave a space, write 6. Draw your upside down division bar. What number can we divide both 15 and 6 by? Well, that'd be 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. So you take 3, which is the greatest common factor, and you put it on the outside of parentheses, and you put your last two numbers, 5 and 2, inside parentheses. Our first term, since it's 15x, needs to have an x next to it. So 5 needs to be multiplied by x. When we take the 3 and distribute the 3, we need to get back to that original expression. So 3 times 5x is 15x, and 3 times 2 is 6. I would like for you to try number 38 on your own and play back the video when you're done solving. Number 38, we have 50 times x minus 60. So again, you take a look at just the numbers in the algebraic expression. So you take 50 and you take 60, you write both of them down, leave a space, draw your upside down division bar, and you find the greatest common factor. So 10 can divide both into 50 and 60, so 50 divided by 10 is 5, 60 divided by 10 is 6. Your greatest common factor is 10, so you put 10 on the outside of parentheses, and 5 and 6 you put inside parentheses. You need to have 5 multiplied by x, because our first term in the algebraic expression is 50 times x, or 50x. So when we distribute the 10, our first term needs to be 50x. So 10 times 5x is 50x, minus 10 times 6 is 60. And that brings us back to the original algebraic expression of 50 times x minus 60.